Why, after such a dramatic event that happened to Jews, okay, with the intentions of wanting to eliminate every single Jew on the face of the planet, right? This is what Hitler's vision was, right? Why is it years later, after a crisis like that, what values and principles helped Jews pretty much own Hollywood, do well in business, do well in life?
Oh, I'll tell you. I have the answer
go
for
for
you.
it, yeah.
They didn't see themselves as victims. It is the most paralyzing thing in black life, what the left is doing to blacks. The left hates you blacks. No, they don't hate you. They have contempt for you. Telling you you're a victim is paralyzing. Jews did not walk around thinking they're victims even after the Holocaust.
Why not?
Because they knew it is completely self-destructive.
How did they know?
I don't know. It's a great... well, maybe because of the Jewish tradition has always been, we take responsibility for our own suffering.
So why wouldn't the media try to target the Jews to make them feel victims? How come they didn't succeed with Jews?
The media doesn't have contempt for Jews. It has contempt for blacks.
Why not, though? Why not?
Because the left has contempt for blacks. Because they use them. They don't use Jews.
Why? Why can't they use Jews? If they can use any sect, they would do it. So why can't they use Jews?
Well, Jews are disproportionately on the left. I mean, there's no way around it. So in effect, there's no need to keep.
They already
Jews
have them, in a sense.
Yeah, in a sense, yes.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about Dennis Prager, and yes, this is the dusty dude who is over PragerU. Exactly. I'm not going to get into Candace Owens because she's already suffering enough and getting enough backlash. I mean, hey. But yeah, I'm not surprised. I don't know who thought the blacks, as he say, the blacks and Jewish people were like together and friends and whatever. Like, we can go back into slavery and see who provided those slave ships, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to stick on this piece of ish because he is saying that Jewish people did not have a victim mindset after everything that I have heard to this day as they plan to bomb Rafah, which is supposed to be a safe area in the Gaza Strip. They are saying because of anti-Semitism, because there has been a 300, almost 400% increase in anti-Semitism, meaning, oh, people are just going after the Jews, even though we keep talking about Zionists and the 1,200 people who were taken out by the resistance named Hamas, they all have taken out. The number is at 35,000. It's much higher. They haven't dug up all the people, all the children and women who are buried under the rubble. They just keep on. They are pursuing them. I already said that these people are going to keep this up until these people are no longer on this earth. No different than, their Western colorless counterparts. They're doing the same thing. History is repeating itself, and we are getting a front row seat. And you see all of these people who said never with slavery, never with antebellum chattel slavery, never would these atrocities happen. We're beyond that. We're progressive. We have high IQs. We're this and that, and it's happening again. And people are running to buy a Stanley Cup, and they are running to Starbucks, and they are going on about their lives, and they don't give up. People don't talk about this. They've never mentioned this. They pretend like this isn't even happening. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of Christians. Nothing to say about this at all. They pretend like it's not even happening. And it's insane. Yeah, they are concerned with the next color Stanley Cup they're going to buy, the next vacation they're going to take, and this is not even on their radar as good Christians. But this man is sitting up here talking about we have a sense of victimhood. This is like telling a SA victim to get over it. Now, if I was to sit up here and tell Jewish people that none of you today experienced what those people went through during the Holocaust, and you need to get over it, there would be a lot of backlash. They would bring up October 7th as if they're going to keep using October 7th to their advantage to do whatever they want to. But I would be so horrible for saying that. But they have the audacity to fix those thin lips to sit up here and say that we are victims. We are. No repair or reparations have ever been given to the descendants of chattel enslaved people. And I know they won't do it, and they have chosen the hard way, so the hard way it is. And they continue with this arrogance to get their asses on social media and talk down to us continuously now, while wanting us to support them, while wanting us to see anti-Semitism and to renounce the resistance Hamas. I'm done. This lady said, that if I'm reading this right, that's 70 billion in reparations. Yeah. And then the US has given Israel 250 billion in foreign aid, which I think is 3. I think it's gone up since then. So I'm going to go back to this and look over it, where there is an article that says how America's Jewish king of the suburbs kept Black American descendants of slaves out of the suburbs. And this is very interesting. This person also put up here handouts, giveaways, welfare, and wealth generators that were or are allowed it to WASP and all immigrants and their descendants, but not Black American descendants of U.S. chattel slavery. It says British colonial American slavery, 1619 to 1776, U.S. slavery, 1776 to 1864, American slave owner reparations, immigration, the Homestead Act, the New Deal, the GI Bill, the Asian Act that was passed by Biden in 2021, LGBTQPB plus entitlements, Japanese internment reparation, Holocaust reparations, which the Holocaust took place in Europe. I don't know how the U.S. got it. Anyway, the Marshall Plan for Europe. U.S. government gave South Korea billions. U.S. government gave Koreans the ADOS hair industry and Vietnamese American nail industry. U.S. paid Iranian hostages as much as $4 million each. Reparations for Guam. Affirmative action for colorless women. Affirmative action for immigrants who now pass as minorities. Monies to Native Americans, some who enslaved Black Americans as well. Reparations for former American slave owners after the Civil War. American companies and governments invest in China, Mexico, India, Vietnam, etc. The American government give Vietnamese an entire industry, nail tech industry, trade unions, Black Americans locked out, colorless allowed to steal the farms and land of Black Americans without consequence. Colorless and POC discriminate against Black American descendants of U.S. slaves in employment and socially without consequence given to the employment they didn't earn. Mass incarceration of Black American descendants of U.S. slavery gives thousands of colorless across America, Irish, Polish, Slavic, Asian, African, Latino, etc. become colorless. They can check the colorless box, is what they're saying. Israel over 100 billion since 1940. Oh, it's 3. It's over 3 billion now. Redlining, suburbs lifted, colorless out of poverty into middle class. South Korea received billions from U.S. following the liberation from Japan, funding Afghanistan and her refugees and their descendants that now live in America, funding the Ukraine war and her refugees and their descendants now living in America, funding the Vietnam refugees and their descendants that now live in America, DACA supporting the funding of illegal aliens, etc. And I agree with everything that was listed right there. Basically, I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. You can pause, look over it, read it, look it up, whatever you want to do with it, but I am in 100% agreement. And I know there's a lot of people saying we're never going to get reparations, it's not predicated on what these people are going to do. It is predicated on their choice to do the right thing or not. That chooses the direction of what's going to happen, because what's going to happen is going to happen, and we will be repaid for all of this. It's just a matter of how they want to go about it. They could easily pass, like, as a first step, they could pass like a tax exemption for ADOS, and that could be like the first step. They could make steps towards it, but they are saying, I'm not going to do anything. It's we are in 100% agreement with what our forefathers did. We glorify them. We celebrate them every 4th of July. We're going to keep the pedo Christopher Columbus Day, you know, he have his day. We are 100% down with what happened, and we're not sorry. So since that is the position, and hey, 80% of them in this nation believe that we shouldn't get it. So I'm happy about that, because now they're going to choose the hard way, which has to do with a lot of suffering, and they won't have anyone to blame but themselves. It is what it is. I'll end it right here, and I'll see you in the next one.